Okay, straight off the bat, I love this opening. The two Jedi cruisers just going along in peace, turning the corner, all in one shot, turns that corner into chaos. A war zone above Coruscant. It says it in the opening credits. War. Oh, yeah! What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. It's just carnage. Now, I remember saying in an earlier review, probably The Phantom Menace shouldn't have brought R2-D2 into this movie. Because he's just fan service. He has no real point to this movie at all. So imagine if this is the first time you see him and he's partnered with Obi-Wan Kenobi, not Anakin, okay? Imagine, I mean, poor R4 gets his head ripped off by buzz droids, but just imagine that for a moment. R2-D2 is partnered with Obi-Wan, instantly establishing that one bond. And look how badass he is. If you've never seen him before in the prequels, and this is the first time you see him, like, it's R2! This is how they get, this is their interaction, it's the first time they're meeting, it's in the middle of a war zone. That's why they're so attached, and that's why Obi-Wan can just forget about him, instead of having, like, decades of, like, this little droid saved us once. Because later on he's like, I don't remember owning a droid. Here it could be, like, literally a one and done thing, like, he had a connection with him once. It'd been so much better. But no, pointless, because R2, this is the charismatic, badass R2 we should have got all the way through the prequels, and he gets it here in this opening scene. So cool. So we do get Obi-Wan Kenobi, played by Ewan McGregor, and Anakin Skywalker, played by Hayden Christensen, and they're chasing down a villain called General Grievous, because he has captured and kidnapped Senator Palpatine. They land in his hangar bay, eject from their ships, and start kicking ass and slaying all the droids. It kind of makes the droids look crap, but at the same time, it's still badass. Now with Hayden, he has got a lot better at that lightsaber. I mean, sometimes obviously it's his stunt double, but other times when it's him, he looks really, really comfortable and in control of his whole actions. He looks pretty badass. So now we come to the film's problem, because I never watched the Clone Wars cartoon series. I never had a Cartoon Network, so no way I could have watched it. So they have basically given me homework, because they introduced this villain in General Grievous, and I have no idea who he is. I'm like, oh, he's a alien robot guy with asthma. And there's so many things that happen in the Clone Wars TV show which would have been better to watch instead of Attack of the Clones. Like Anakin, he gets this groovy scar above his eye, and I'm like, oh, how'd he get that? You've got to watch the cartoon. Oh, an enemy, General Grievous. Why is he like that? Why is he so bent over and dastardly? You've got to watch the cartoon. Films should not give you homework. I shouldn't have to go out of my way to read a novel, read a book, watch a fucking podcast, or even watch a cartoon just to understand the film I'm about to watch. You need to establish it in a prequel, or you need to unravel it as a new aspect of the film in the film we're watching. Now, admittedly, when I first saw General Grievous, I hated him. I thought, what is this? This is goofy as hell. This is weird. Wasn't a fan. Upon more viewings though, I'm such a fan. I don't know why I love him so much. I think it's because he's so crap. Honestly, he's so... all he needs is a twiddly moustache. I love him. He's just so crap. So once again, this film is wasting no time whatsoever in its opening scene, because we do get that rematch from Attack of the Clones. We get Count Dooku versus Anakin versus Obi-Wan. And this time, oh my days, it's 9,000 times better than Attack of the Clones. There's more energy, there's more choreography, there's more battling going on. You really feel every single blow. You are really invested. Now, I know I complained about this in Attack of the Clones, but here would have been a better time to separate Anakin and Obi-Wan. They have these hijinks with the elevators. Maybe Anakin goes up and Obi-Wan goes down. Anakin goes up and is confronted straight away with Dooku and has to fight him off straight away while Obi-Wan's got to deal with some battle droids. Because, once again, Obi-Wan Kenobi goes out like a bitch. Again, twice to the same guy. You have built up this incredible character who's got a great lineage and fantastic respect, okay? He defeats the very, very impressive Darth Maul in the first film. He then gets completely owned by a bounty hunter and embarrassed by an old man, just to get to this film where he gets beaten by the same old man. That being said, we now need to look at Ian McDiarmid playing Senator Palpatine, who is having the time of his life. Anakin beats Dooku by chopping off his hands and holding the saucer across at Dooku's neck. And there's chances like, ha ha, good, good. Kill him. Kill him now. Do it. It's clear he's having the time of his life. So after briefly giving in to the dark side and killing Dooku, he frees Palpatine and rescues Obi-Wan Kenobi. The rest of the scene's kind of played by numbers, there's some goofy more droid moments, but Obi-Wan and Anakin, they seem so overpowered at this point, it's a wonder they haven't won this war by themselves. Grievous ends up escaping, and Obi-Wan, Anakin and Palpatine have got to land the rest of this decaying ship, and they crash land safely into Coruscant. Another happy landing. Now, very quickly, this next scene, it's not as bad as I remember it. Padme tells Anakin she's pregnant. Now I remember this in cinema going, oh, who gives a crap, get on with it. But honestly, that acting skill, bear in mind, I know Natalie Portman is a very, very good actress anyway. Hayden Christensen, I still haven't seen anything that makes me go, oh, he's good in this. So, however, this one interaction between the two of them surpasses anything they did in Attack of the Clones. This scene, it's so simple that, oh, we're having a baby. How are we going to do this? Every emotion you could ever imagine being told, we're having a baby, is portrayed so perfectly in just a few moments. It's brilliant. It's so weird how Hayden Christensen is a better actor with his face than he is anything else. It's just odd. This is where Anakins' story starts to really take shape, and I've got to admit, I really enjoy this. I said this film was my guilty pleasure, but it still has genuinely good moments. He starts having visions of Padme dying in childbirth, which pushes him towards fear and desperation, craving more power and knowledge. He tries to do the right thing of a Jedi and talks to Yoda for counselling and advice, but he's left frustrated because he feels he could do nothing to prevent this. He is then overlooked in the hunt for General Grievous in favour of his master Obi-Wan Kenobi, making him feel worthless and betrayed. And finally, he is completely humiliated and insulted by the Jedi Council. They award him a place on the Council, but not of the rank of Master. It's almost too easy for him to be lured over to the dark side. They then, in a move of pure stupidity, command him to spy on his friend, Chancellor Palpatine, which makes him feel so conflicted. We then get this opera scene, and it's gold. If all of the Senate scenes in The Phantom Menace had been this level of intriguing, that film would have won Oscars. This moment here is delicious. You've got Ian McDiarmid playing Senator Palpatine, and he's just chewing the scenery up. He is loving life. He tells Anakin the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise. The story of Darth Plagueis the Wise is just insightful and thought-provoking, and it just builds this whole world around the world they've already created. The pacing is slow and methodical, and I just want more of this. I want to drink all of this in. It's just incredible. Meanwhile, Yoda takes a battalion of clones to the Wookiee home planet of Kashyyyk, and oh, why Chewbacca? Enough with the fan service. Why? Why have you got Chewbacca in this film? I love Chewie, but he's not needed here. He's just an accessory. He's an idea to make more toys. This is pathetic. I mean, I don't see him becoming like, he's a general of the Wookiee army, and then goes and becomes a smuggler with Han Solo. This ain't Firefly! Obi-Wan Kenobi then tracks General Grievous to the planet Utapau, where he makes the most moronic, badass entrance ever. Hello there. He then goes on to have like the balls to the wall most mental fight I've ever seen. It starts off with a lightsaber duel, then ends up in this like roller motorcycle versus lion puppy dog drag race. It's insane, and in the background there's all these like clones and droids just shooting the shit out of each other. It ends up with Obi-Wan Kenobi shooting General Grievous dead. So uncivilized. Oh, yay, more Palpatine scenes, yay. Oh, this bit is just incredible. Oh, God, it's so good. Oh, I couldn't eat another bite. I'm that full of how amazing this scene was. Just gorgeous. Honestly, Palpatine is just so manipulative, like just knowing just when to say the right thing and just how to coerce him and make him double think everything he's ever been taught. It's just, oh, it's fucking incredible. And when the time is right, he begs Anakin to use his knowledge. Not outright just saying join me, just says use my knowledge. Let me help you further yourself so you can save your wife. It triggers something in Anakin, like, how do you know I have a wife? It makes the connection, you are the Sith Lord. Oh, it's a great scene. Honestly, even Hayden looks good in this scene. That's how good Ian McDiarmid is. I still get physical chills whenever Palpatine says, I know you do. I can feel your anger. It gives you focus, makes you stronger. Oh, it's so good. Anakin decides, instead of killing him, he's going to give him over to the Jedi. And in the Jedi's arrogance, they send 4 Jedi. 4! To take out the greatest Sith threat ever. 4 Jedi will do it. And it's an awkward fight. This is the one part where Ian McDiarmid really lets himself down because it's quite obviously not him. And when he is got his face on camera, he's very much like, how do I fight this thing? It's really cringy. I mean, he kills the first 2 so quickly, it just makes you wonder why were they even there. And he bats off Kit Fisto, and you're like, no, not Kit, he was awesome. Yeah, his name's actually Kit Fisto. And he and Samuel Jackson's Mace Windu are the final 2 standing, and they have like this goofy back and forth. It's really, really cringy, but it's made up for by just the quote at the end. The quotes just make this film. I am the Senate. He is the traitor! No, you shall die! Unlimited power! I'm a tiny bit obsessed about Ian McDiarmid, aren't I? So it looks like Mace is going to kill Palpatine, but Anakin stops him by hacking off his arm, and then of course we get unlimited power! It's so fucking goofy! So Anakin finally turns to the dark side, and Palpatine's like, good. Seriously, this is the best performance ever. It really is. Just incredible. So Palpatine dubs Anakin Darth Vader and invokes Order 66, in which all of the clone troopers turn on their Jedis and kill them. And you know what? I love it. I love every second of this. It is just so perfect. I never once for a second imagined that is how the Jedi went out. But Christ, it was awesome. I don't know how I expected. I kind of thought, well, they've all got to kind of be dead by the end of this one, because then how do you lead into the next episode? But I never expected that, but it's bloody, it's bloodthirsty. Also, the score that goes over the top of the montage of Jedi killings is just top. However, there is one part that really, really grates me. On the 1 hour, 11 minute and 32 second mark, Anakin says to Mace Windu, no, don't kill him, it's not the Jedi way. Referring to the unarmed deadly Sith Lord who's in charge of all of the justice in the universe, who is still a threat without a lightsaber. It's not the Jedi way to kill him. We then cut to the 1 hour, 16 minutes and 1 second mark, where Anakin leads an entire battalion of clones to kill children. A lot can change in 4 minutes, can't it? Also, amazingly, Yoda feels every one of these deaths, which just makes it even better. Oh, so good. Vader is then instructed to go to the Mustafar system to kill the Separatist leaders and end the war. This is where Yoda and ObiWan team up to discover what's truly happened, and they devise a plan. ObiWan is to go and confront Vader, and Yoda is to confront Sidious. We now come to the film's 2 big fight scenes. I'm going to start with Yoda versus Sidious because it's not as good as the other one. It's crazy and ballsy, don't get me wrong, but my main issue is the ending of the fight. After force power, electricity, lightsaber duel, jumping, flipping, all this craziness, it ends with Yoda falling and then going, yeah, I'm not for this, and crawls away and flees. After all of that, and bear in mind it's his job, he's got to kill the Sith Lord. That is his goal. He has to, otherwise the whole world is going to go to shit. He's got to kill Sidious and flees. Okay, logic time. Why didn't Obi-Wan and Yoda confront the Emperor together? Because they confront the Emperor together, they can then go to Anakin, right? Furthermore, why wasn't the Emperor more protected than the two guys? Yoda just goes. Now, how about this for a solution? The entirety of the prequel trilogies take away Yoda's cane. Okay? Make him so he's able-bodied and walking. In this fight, Palpatine cripples him. Yeah, cripples him. And then let's have some rebel troopers burst in, guns blazing everywhere, and they smuggle Yoda to safety because he can't continue the fight. And that's why he's got his walking stick and his cane, because he's physically unable. Not even the Force can help him because he's that badly damaged. That instantly takes away all the people going, oh, how can Yoda jump around like that? The Force did it, that's why. And also, it's a better reason than just, I'm not feeling it, boss, you win this one, go on, buddy. I don't get it, like, he's got to fight, he has to. The world, the universe, the galaxy depends on that little green turd, and he flees. I don't get it. To this day, it still gets on my nerves. Now we get the better of the two. Obi-Wan versus Anakin. It starts off with Obi-Wan stowing away on Padme's ship, knowing she's going to lead him to him. And when Anakin sees Obi-Wan, his blood boils and just assumes Padme's betrayed him, and just lashes out in anger, causing the fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin to kick off. My only complaint about this is that it's so over-choreographed, it hinders on the... Oh, really? Why? There's a bit where they're literally swinging lightsabers around so quickly, but they're not even making contact. It makes for a nice visual, but this is meant to be like a blood feud. This is meant to be like rage against passion, and just the worlds coming together, master and apprentice, having that one fight of the ages. Admittedly, it's still awesome, but there's moments you're like, oh, really, get real. Get real. But once again, the thing that lets this one down is the ending again. Anakin and Obi-Wan having this crazy fight on this little platform above lava. Obi-Wan then jumps and lands on a safety part of the island. And he's like, it's over, Anakin! I have the high ground! And Anakin's like, you underestimate my power. And it's like, don't try it. He then jumps over him, and Obi-Wan hacks off his remaining limbs. It's awesome, it's brutal, I love it. Why didn't Anakin jump to a different part of the island? There's a lot of room on that little bit of island there. Admittedly, you can't jump too few because then he's on a slope and he's like sinking into lava. But why couldn't you just gone to the right a little bit? Or a little bit onto the left there? Why can you wait for the platform to move them up a little bit and then hop off and then continue the fight on the ashes and the island and that? No, he decides to be a bellend and gets what he deserves. However, Obi-Wan has proven that the high ground means dick because how he killed Darth Maul. Ewan McGregor then does a fantastic performance as Obi-Wan, where he does this whole like, you're my brother Anakin and I loved you, and he takes his lightsaber and just leaves Anakin to die, being consumed by the flames. So the film ends with Padme dying in childbirth, but giving birth to baby Luke and baby Leia, and Anakin is saved by the Emperor, who rebuilds him into Darth Vader. The two children are separated. Baby Leia goes with a politician to the really wealthy planet of Alderaan to become a princess, and the boy Luke is sent to Tatooine, where there's sand. Lots and lots of sand. Palpatine then informs Vader that in his anger he must have killed Padme, which leads us to number 3 of 8 of the no's. Admittedly the worst one though. And that was Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. So let's move on to my 3 good and 3 bad, starting with the bad, starting at number 3, Anakin Skywalker. Not Hayden Christensen this time, Anakin Skywalker. He is so stupid. Like, you think of Vader and you think cold, calculating, evil menace to the universe. And behind that you look at Anakin Skywalker and go, you're a dumbass. You're so easily manipulated because you think with your penis. The decisions he makes are moronic and just abysmal. I mean, he literally changes his pattern of like, no, we must honour the Jedi Code to killing younglings! And I don't know whether the character was badly written or no one really proofread the script, but Anakin is a dumbass in this one, and I'm not a fan of that. At number 2, I did just briefly mention this one, but it's the over-choreographed fight scene. It still sticks to me because this is a powerful, emotional fight scene with a great musical score. Once again, John Williams, cracking work. But once again, it's too much, it's too flashy. There's some great moments, including like the poster shot where they're holding each other's arms in like the test of strength moment. But other than that, it's too flashy and too swingy. It needs to be a bit more brutal, a bit more hack and slash at times. But the number one thing I hate about this movie is no! I will never forget watching that in cinema, and honestly, the first time I watched it, I had no idea what happened after that no. The entire audience was laughing so hard, all of us missed the last few seconds of movie. Like literally, as soon as he was like, no, we were in tears, and then when we looked up we saw the credits were rolling. So it was only when I saw it again in cinema for the second time, I knew it was coming, so I braced myself for it. I was still chuckling, but then I actually saw what happened. And it was on the third attempt I could actually hear what happened, because I watched it on DVD. Honestly, it's embarrassing. Why did it have to be a no? Why couldn't it have just been a like blood-curdling roar of rage as everything explodes around him? I think it's a bit more powerful than it's bad. So that moves on to my 3 good, which starting at number 3, the tone of the film. It's a lot more darker, it's a bit more sinister. And overall, I like that. I like how the talkie scenes in this really, really meant something. The slow, methodical pace paid off for something bigger. You know, it was just so intriguing to watch everything unfold. I just wish that the previous films had followed that road. At number 2, it's a hat-trick, Ewan McGregor. He is fantastic as Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I really, really hope that this Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series is actually going to happen, and I hope he's playing Obi-Wan Kenobi. I really, really do. And the number one thing I love about this movie is Ian McDiarmid. I mean, how could you not? How could you not love him and his performance in this movie? I use the term he's having the time of his life playing that role far too often, but I really, really mean it here. He is having a blast. It's like he's just been told, there's no understudy and there's no way you're being fired. I can do what I want. It's great. I love it. So with that being said, I'm going to give this film a 6 out of 10. Really, really fun. So, thank you all so much for watching. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and as always, leave me those dirty comments. And I'll see you all next time. May the Force be with you.